Hey there, it's James Taylor here, keynote speaker and founder of Speakers U. Today I'm on my way to Singapore to Asia Professional Speakers Convention. But before I go, I thought I would share with you something I've found really impactful for myself as a speaker, my learning and growth. And I think we don't talk enough about this. This is as a privilege that we get to do as speakers, and that's the ability when we go and speak in organizations, we kind of get a bit of an inside track on how that organization works. We also get to learn a lot about an industry in a pretty short period of time. So for example, I give about 50 keynotes a year to all different types of conferences, all types of different organizations, and so normally what happens is I arrive in the day before and I'll be sitting in the room for a lot of internal meetings that organization's having, perhaps listening to some of the other speakers, the other guest speakers that they bring in to talk about the specific topics of that conference, not always related to what I speak on, innovation and creativity and AI, but they may be speaking about political changes that are going on, how that affects finance, maybe talking about technological things, big geopolitical, economic changes that are going on. So imagine every year, if you speak 50 times a year, you get to go in and learn from 50 completely different types of organizations and associations and conferences. So this week alone, I've just been in Bogota, Colombia, and I had a fantastic time with the team there from Invest in Bogota, learning all about the BPO, in outsourcing and near-sourcing, and how that's all developing in Latin America. Just before that, I was in Beirut, Lebanon, speaking there. And for that, I was learning all around the challenges that chief information officers have, talking about some of the political things that are going on in that part of the region as well. And then before that, I was in Istanbul, talking with HR professionals and sitting in sessions, learning from some of the best HR people in the world. And then before that, I was in Dubai with some incredible lawyers, learning about some big economic changes that are going on, technological changes, how that's affecting the law. And then before that, I was in Brazil and Ecuador and working with cosmetics companies and banks. I got a chance to sit down with the chairman of Qatar National Bank, Finance Bank in Istanbul. And we talked about, for 30 minutes, and we talked about some really big things that are kind of going on in the world, the big trends. So I think this is a hugely undervalued part of what we get to do as speakers, and also the insights that we get to bring in to organizations, because we're having all of these conversations all the time. We're learning across multiple industries, and usually from very senior people in those organizations. So we're always at the front of what's going on. So I think this is hugely valuable in terms of your own learning and personal development and growth as a speaker, as a person, as a human, but it gives you this great thing to be able to go into when you work with organizations. So you have this ability to see things from multiple perspectives, to see how the work that you do, in my case I speak on creativity and innovation, how that's affecting multiple different industries. So you can speak to multiple industries about that, and you can also see what some of the connections are and the patterns are. So I thought I'd just kind of film this little quick video today just to say, this is one of the benefits of speaking. If you're thinking about becoming a professional speaker, it's one of the fantastic things you get to do as a speaker. You get to learn every single week from some of the best people in the businesses at events that you're very privileged to be able to kind of sit in the room and hear some of these top experts. So from me, James Taylor, have a wonderful week and all the best with your speaking.
How would you like to get paid to travel the world to share your message and expertise? How would it feel to get paid $5,000, $10,000 or $25,000 to travel first class and stay in 5-star hotels in exotic locations? What I've just described is the lifestyle of international keynote speakers. And you can join me and over 100 of the world's best keynote speakers and speaker trainers as they reveal their secrets to becoming a better speaker and getting booked to travel the world as a professional keynote speaker. And best of all, as it's an online summit, you don't even have to leave home. Plus, it's not going to cost you a single dollar, euro, pound, ruble, peso, or yen if you sign up for the free pass at internationalspeakersummit.com. You're going to receive access to never seen before video interviews with over 40 of the world's best keynote speakers. In addition to this, you'll get access to archive interviews from some of last year's summit guests. So in total, you'll be able to watch in-depth interviews with over 100 incredible speakers and speaker trainers. You'll learn how to find a theme for your keynote presentation, how to craft your talk, how to get booked as a speaker, how much to charge, and ways to get paid to speak on stages all over the world. So what are you waiting for? Head over to internationalspeakerssummit.com now.